Hey, 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 Laura J on a Tuesday at 10:09, looking like I rolled out of bed this morning and didn't prep as I did. So here's the thing that I want to say to you after rubbing a few feathers the wrong way. We actually do have the ability to command authority over that which belongs to us. I laughed to myself as I shared some controversial concepts with another common law capacity, commercially, lawfully trusting, trust law being what I mean, focused. And what's interesting is that afterwards I thought to myself, somebody would be like, who is this chick? And then the response being Laura J. And then I was like, how did I become a thing? Because Laura J is like an archetype. It's a pattern. What is an archetype but a familiar pattern we fill in with energy? And it's either going to be the scared side or the sacred that we actually draw from. So what does that mean? What does the sacred mean in and of itself? That remains to be seen by the heart of your own inner sense. That's what your innocence is all about. Your ability to sense what the intuition within you is trying to guide you to. You came fully provided for. We are all but fractal expressions of that which your soul longed for. The reminder. Remember, remember. Earth and heart are the same letters in a different order. It is time for us to start to reorient ourselves so that we stop walking on our souls and actually call our soul back into greater wholeness through our emotions. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to create community opportunities where we can train one another how to actually hold sacred space so that fear is not able to actually come in, because when fear was walking through the night and came upon a cabin with light through the windows, it knocked on the door, and when love answered, no one was there. For fear and love cannot coexist in the same space. I didn't realize it until yesterday. I was talking to my boyfriend, and literally it was like, holy wow, love was what the call was the whole fucking time. Did you see how great that rhymed just by adding in that sentence enhancer that time? Oh, baby. Oh, I know. So naughty. But I bought my mom a shirt, Merry Christmas, Mom, and it says, I'm on the naughty list and I regret nothing. So good. But seriously, if you've made the naughty list this year, I would really encourage you to just reflect on how you feel about it. How did you karmically implicate yourself? Sometimes being naughty is actually the right thing to do. Like when I got the summons for speaking at a rally, when I had just not yet claimed the right to be a woman in my private capacity, with all common law rights reserved at all times, that being the unwritten and unlimited common law, not one that was already drawn and written and wrote, and therefore you had to reference it because it was a closed system, whereas I choose an open one, except for in my intimate relationship that I keep closed because it's a sacred container, and we have to have those as well in order to allow the openness to be able to fly, while we also have our rock nearby, right? We have to be that for one another. Be a rock and also fly. So how do we do that? Well, we don't deny the emotions as they try to be reintegrated in order to embody a new energetic signature now that what was pressed down before no longer need be. And like the helium balloon you try to hold underwater, it'll create a huge eruption when you stop paying attention to keeping it underwater at some point. And that's what our emotions do too. So instead of getting upset when the explosion happens, just see how all of the not now moments you left yourself in before are now showing up for you to be made whole. And we'll support you through that. Album 23 is going to be how we go inward together. in good company, with others who are willing to do the inner work, which is what the Peaceful Inner Warriors United initiative is about. And then contribution is our way to be able to say, I went through the journey and I learned the hard way. And now I say, these are the lessons that I came to through all of that. Woo! That's contribution right before we get back home and share everything we went through to become who we always were underneath. Because Susan Mann was not the first woman to do an Akashic Records reading for me, but she was at the table where it happened, and I felt drawn to her, and so I've followed her since 2011. And this morning she sent a message, an email, as part of her list, and she said what made the most sense, and that is that ascension is actually about unlayering, and also using the chakra system to move out of the lower chakra focus of the root, which is belonging, our sacral chakra, which is our sex and money, our creativity, and then our solar plexus, which is our self-esteem. That is also where our self-image is stored. And if we have a block between the solar plexus and our heart, then we are not going to be able to activate and ground the higher chakras. Like what I said about the rock and the flying, that's what we can be for another. That we are able to stand strong with and for, while they also fly free to be themselves fully without needing be changed to satisfy the rock. The rock just loves that which flies from it and returns to it. For if we let love go and it returns to us, we know it was ours the whole time. But if it doesn't, it wasn't the whole time anyway. So these are all some of the messages we will get into in the month to come. January will be when we really start going deep with the journey. Album 23. I'm working on it this week in terms of the landing page to get it ready for you so that you can better see what I am saying in writing, and then also be part of the community on Telegram and Facebook. We have communities. Peaceful Inner Warriors United will be the key part of that. Just make sure on Telegram you add Assembly, and on Facebook you add Where Misfits Fit. For when we come together and stop giving so many shits to all the BS of belief systems we've used to keep ourselves feeling safely separate from one another, we see that the words have become walls that could become bridges. We just have to say, come, be, and that's how we become who we were always waiting for, as the ones who are here, as players on the field of consciousness. For that was the consent, always was, a past tense, not in the present tense, which is why our emotions show up so intensely. The intense lie of all that we tried to deny before that shows up to say, hi, move me, please, I just want to fucking move. That's what our emotions are doing. So sometimes it shows up a bit dysfunctionally. And sometimes we swear, and sometimes we sing. And so I hope you go off into your day and you know you are so loved. And all of this was here for you to see what fits and sits for you and what you give two shits about or don't. You don't gotta do anything. I know you won't, but if you're told, you don't gotta. That's how we hold sacred space for ourselves to be ourselves fully. And this is when I want to say, please comment down below. Let me know what you believe you could do with this. That was my gift of presence here now. It's Laura J. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. But what I'm gonna do now is say Namago.